Dallas Cowboys Crosstalk. Crosstalk.
Check this out.
Live from the Cowboys.
7 p.m.
7 p.m. You heard that? Uh-oh.
Live.
Here at the Cowboys Club, at the Star, Chris Arnold, Nate Newton, Corey Majors, and our special guest, former Cowboys great, yes, Charlie Williams. This is Cowboys Crosstalk, brought to you by SWBC Mortgage. Dallas Cowboys Crosstalk, live from Cowboys Club at the Star in Frisco. We are getting it done. Nate, of course, is a three-time Super Bowl champ. Corey, I don't know if you know this or not, but Charlie got a Super Bowl ring as well.
That's nice.
We're going to get into his Super Bowl championship season as well.
Yes.
He's a former Cowboys cornerback, defensive back, great, all special teams ace, the whole 9 yards. And, of course, Corey Majors, my partner in crime for 105.3 The Fan, with the KNC Masterpiece, along with Mike Bassick and Kevin Hagelin, who is better. And the Cowboys coming off another fresh victory this past Sunday against those division rivals, New York Giants. Nate, were you impressed, or you said, well, everybody's supposed to beat the Giants?
No. I look at this as step one of the 6-game win streak they're on. This was game one. We beat the New York Giants, and I'm feeling good about it. Get rid of the penalties and continue to roll.
We're going to talk about this last game because it was monumental. In fact, one of the things that came out of this game, Charlie, was that CeeDee Lamb not only was named today NFC Offensive Player of the Week, but he made NFL history. He became the first player. Jerry Rice didn't do it. Michael Irvin didn't do it. Nobody has done this before. 3 consecutive games of 150 yards plus receiving with 10 catches in each game. Nobody had done that in history, and CeeDee Lamb has done that. And guess what? He could do it again this coming weekend against Carolina. Are you impressed with the current 88?
Oh, I'm absolutely impressed with the current 88. That's why he's wearing the 88. He's a great guy. He's a great player. I never met him before. From what I see about him and what I've heard about him, he's a player guy, and the coach. I mean, well, in the locker room, and the teammates love him. So, and I like him too myself. I would love to meet him, and tell him he's doing a great job.
Well, very good, very good. Corey Majors, first thing Charlie Williams said when he sat down was, I listen to KNC all the time.
Yes, I do.
That's nice. That's nice. How wrong are we? A lot of times.
You guys are right a lot of times, man. But, hey, you got a great show.
Thank you.
I listen to you guys all the time, and I'm definitely a Tolo. And I appreciate the fact that I'm on the air with you right now, and I'm a fan, man. I'm a fan.
I'm a fan of you guys. Hey, listen, the last time I was here, Nate called me out and said, Corey, you never have a problem talking on air. Why do you have a problem talking tonight? And I was like, I'm just riding along with it.
Did you hear that noise?
Yeah, I heard it. Hey, you know what? Look, let me tell you something. That's Nate,
that's
man.
kissing.
Hey, that's Nate,
kissing somebody's butt?
Yeah, I'm like, wow, man. Oh, y'all are so great, man. Wow.
Well, hey, I'm a listener. I love the fan.
I'm a Tolo. I ain't talking about paying the toll.
Let me tell you something.
Hey,
Nate, let me tell you something. I'm a fan of you now. You're doing your commentary.
All right. That's right.
So let me give you a little.
Don't worry about it. I'm your boy. I'm eating your cookies.
Right. You're absolutely right. I appreciate it.
Chris, do you mind if I hop in on more of the CeeDee Lamb conversation? I grew up an OU fan, and I know CA went to OU. But when I was watching him, I was like, man, this guy, he volume touches. Get him the ball as much as you could in college. And then so it hadn't quite happened yet in his professional career where they're just like, just feed this guy, get him on the bubble screens, get him in the backfield, get him downfield, all these different ways. Seeing what they're doing right now is what I expected when they drafted him.
Well, they had Amari Cooper here that was, I would say, holding him. Because Amari Cooper, he's a great receiver too as well in his
Dominant
own right.
X.
So, they had him here, and it was kind of holding him back. So Amari's going now they can feed him and do some things he always was able to do.
I was going to ask you, since you were playing cornerback and safety and being a route reader yourself, having to cover a lot of these great wide receivers and Michael Irvin in practice, I want to know what you think about the fact that CeeDee Lamb can play every position. You can put him as dominant X. He can play Y. He can play the slot. You can move him all over the field. And is that an advantage for him? Because some people actually think he's not a great receiver because he's not in one spot all the time.
No, that's absolutely why he's a great receiver, because he can play all the spots. You got some receivers that can just play outside. Some receivers that's good at just playing the slot. But to be able to go on the slot and play outside, that means the defensive coordinator can't key on you as much. And he's definitely a great receiver to be able to do that because it's just on the other side of the ball. If you're a cornerback that can play the slot and play the outside, you're very versatile.
Yeah,
so.
And Nate, he spoke up after the San Francisco loss. A lot of receivers speak up every game.
Yes.
He spoke up for the first time all season, and then they started feeding him the ball. Brandon Cooks never really spoke up, but he was asked, well, they're not really involving you yet. And then he exploded this last game for 173 yards. What do you think about you play with Michael. You play with Deion. Do you have to speak up sometimes to get to eat on a team?
It just depends on the player and who you are. Right. We just talked about a guy that's sitting right now in Cleveland, never spoke up. Amari never said anything.
Never did.
And so it was up to the coach to realize the talent that you have. But some guys ain't going to wait for you to realize. Some guys like CD, like I ain't that guy. Michael Irvin wasn't that guy. They going to say, we are losing games, and I'm sitting over here with 1 or 2 receptions.
Right.
Try me, and let's see how we do. And I ever since this kid got here, I've been a CD Lamb fan. A lot of people tell me, well, CD this. CD. Bro, where were you 2 years ago? Where were we when he used to burn up Baylor every year? He used to eat Baylor alive. The same
Big 12
pass plays that you see right now, he used to be doing. That's the game. I don't know why. Every time, once a year, I would turn on, it'll be CD Lamb versus Baylor.
Right.
So I'm like, wow. So we changed our way of drafting. Remember, we was all defensive ends and outside linebackers. That's all. Our first top 7 picks was all defensive guys. CD kept falling, and our mind just kept changing.
Right.
And remember how they started breaking it down. Well, what's the percentages now? 2 receivers gone, CD falling to us. And it wasn't even a shadow of a doubt because, boom, once he fell there, it's like the defensive guy didn't even exist. It's like you pay millions of dollars to scout a defensive end or outside linebacker, and it was gone.
Right.
So for this is what's supposed to happen.
Right.
This is what's supposed to happen.
Exactly.
It's amazing that he failed to us like that. It's pretty much like
see, God love the Cowboys. Right. That's all they care about is the Cowboys. The people need to get on board.
But I also could say that they need to get Cooks going because that opens up CD even more.
Yeah, stretches the field.
Yeah, it opens up Ferguson. And Dak, since the 49 game, has been playing absolutely phenomenal. He's been playing great ball. So
in fact, I got some numbers for you to show you how well he has been playing. And to show you, and this is what I'm going to set you guys up.
You going to talk long enough for me to eat this cookie?
Yeah, go ahead.
Please eat one of my cookies again, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We'll talk about these cookies in a little bit as well because these are special cookies. The Cowboys, since that loss to the 49ers, and coming off of that bye, week number 7, they have been passing first plus 9.9% more often than expected, according to situational factors. It's number 1 in the NFL. And since that bye week, Dak Prescott personally has led the NFL in passing yards with over 1,282. Touchdowns with 11. We're talking about the passing, let alone the runs, right?
Absolutely.
He's got a plus 43.1 over that time frame. So obviously, he's very comfortable right now, and it seems like the Dallas Cowboys are passing the ball, and this is what they're supposed to be doing.
The thing is you don't want to be one-dimensional, though. So they got to get the running game going some type of way. They have to get the running game.
Complimentary football?
Well, my thing is this. When I play, Nate can contest to it, the offensive mindset going in that week is run the ball.
Let me say this real quick.
The defensive mindset stop the run.
Let me set this up for those who are trying to familiarize themselves. Charlie Williams, I know he got a Super Bowl ring. Was he back there in the 70s? No, he was in the 90s with Nate.
Right.
And you're talking about the offense with Emmitt Smith,
Absolutely.
Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, Alvin Harper, and the Great Wall of Dallas, led by Nate Newton.
Yes.
Who, by the way, what was that favorite play? Load left when Emmitt would put his hand on your butt, and then y'all get them first downs like that.
I guess,
dirty yards.
I guess it's like the Philly push, what they call it, the bloody love push.
It wasn't that automatic. It wasn't that automatic. That's automatic, bro.
All I know is everybody knew about load left, and there was nothing you could do about it.
Hey, man, that wall was unbelievable. Nate, Tui.
Yeah.
Kevin Gold,
Stepnoski,
Eric Williams.
Man, it was crazy. You couldn't do anything with that line, and
you had to practice against him.
And Larry Allen, he would love to pull and just knock us.
Did he ever toss you around?
Plenty of times. When he hits you, you're going to drop. You're going to fly 5-10 yards.
Right.
So, and Larry's a great guy.
So you're basically saying the Cowboys got to get this running game started.
They got to get the running game started. They definitely got to get the running game started because you can feed everything plays off the running game, the play action, and it opens up the tight ends, the receivers, or what have you. They got to get something going with the running game.
Nate, is it going to be some more Rico, or are you going to get the ball more?
Yes, sir.
He might have to get more touches, too.
Yeah, man. It ain't no might. Ever since training camp, I've been telling people, Rico Dotto. We had to go through the kid from Kansas City. We had to go through that. We had to go through the limp kid. We had to go through all of this to get to this. Mm-hmm. The second best player at running back is Rico Dotto. Mm-hmm. They run the zone play best. He's a little bit more physical than Tony, even though Tony, they mishandled Tony. I've always said if you have a scouting report, you said it before the show, you talk to Tony, and he's never been a featured back. And I tell people, just because you gave him a $10 million tag, now you take away what he does best to get him beat up. Mm-hmm. Right. You don't change what you are, you enhance what you are. And Rico Dotto should have been his enhancer right there, where they've been switching out every – Tony, You think Tony been like, man, I need 25 carries.
Not him.
Zeke taught him right.
No.
Right.
Yes,
so why would it take us so long, 9 games in, to figure out, hey, they go Rico Dotto, let's give him a chance.
Well, Nate, and you know what, fellas, I think you guys touched on something, because coming up next, we're going to talk about, even though the Cowboys have outscored the Giants this season 89-17, there might have been some disappointments on Sunday, and there might be some guys that need to step it up. Also, who really is the best team in the NFC? That's next on Cowboys Crosstalk.
Player coach Becky Hammond on Instagram.
Back to Dallas Cowboys Crosstalk.
Check this out.
Live from the Cowboys Club at the Star in Frisco.
Brought to you by SWBC Mortgage. At SWBC, customized solutions for individuals and businesses are just a click away. Visit SWBC.com to learn more and start your next adventure. I'm Chris Arnold, along with the three-time Super Bowl champion Nate Newton and his new partner in crime tonight only, making a very special cameo. One time Super Bowl champ.
One time.
I
take it.
Do you call that 95 or 96?
Hey, don't make no difference to me. I got
the last Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The last Super Bowl. Charlie Williams.
I snuck in and got one.
You got you one the first year. We're going to get into that next segment.
Okay.
And also joining me, my buddy from 105.3 The Fan, Corey Majors, and the KC Masterpiece.
Corey with an E.
Yeah.
That's right.
No E, actually.
And
no
Major
E.
with a U.
There's no U.
That's what he said. You changed your name.
It's spelled weird.
Yeah.
How do you spell your last name?
Mageors.
E-O. I said it wrong.
He said you.
It's all right. Yeah.
Man.
Nobody
Come on,
knows.
Chris. But he graduated from Oklahoma. Don't worry.
Hey, shots fired.
Don't worry about it. He graduated from Oklahoma.
I'm going to give you
it
that.
Don't matter.
I have major respect for
But
fans.
y'all got good wide receivers. It's okay.
Yes, we do. We just don't have a good defense.
We'll take them.
Hey, let's talk about the defense a little bit. And the reason I'm saying that, we were talking about at the end of the segment about the Cowboys offense, and they need to step it up on the running game. And we're talking about Mike McCarthy likes complimentary football.
Right.
But defensively, they seem to be doing better. But there is an issue, and it came to knowledge yesterday. Leighton Vander Esch is out for the entire season. It's a neck injury. It's been bothering him his whole career. We wish him the best. Hopefully he can come back. We just don't know that at this time. With that being said, Micah's playing more inside linebacker. Is this an issue that they should be concerned about? I'm going to start with you, Nate. What do you think? Micah not being able to, be a pass rusher as much.
Let me say this right here, and with all due respect to Micah, and what we have done here in this local media and nationally, what we have done is stunted the growth of this kid. I mean, his talent has stunted his growth. Just think if Micah would have spent the first year and a half playing linebacker and studying Dan Quinn's defense. I try to tell people want to argue with me. I say, go see his history. He was the original boom maker.
Yeah, Legion of Boom.
Has inner-day linebackers ever suffered from this very scheme we're talking about? Never. His linebackers never suffered.
They're always good.
All Micah has to do is calm down, and it calls, I can't be on TV as much because I have to study. I can't do a podcast as much because I have to study, because plays can be made in this defense from the linebacker position.
Are you
now,
saying
is he a better end rusher? Yes, he is. Would I prefer him there? Yes, he is. But the team first, then player. So study, be the best you can be, and let your athletic skills take over.
In other words, he's probably doing too many things at the same time during the middle of the season.
Yes. Take care of no Michael Parsons being a great pass rusher, no podcast, no extra. I wouldn't be sitting here without a Super Bowl. He wouldn't be sitting here successful without Super Bowls. It all comes together if you do the main thing.
Well, the fact that he is a great player, so it kind of hurts him because they want him to play linebacker. They want him to play defensive end. And that's the problem of being a great player sometimes. You can do a lot of everything, and they want to get out everything they can out of him. I don't know if it hurts them, but what I do know is they're attacking him.
Right.
They're either running away from him, or when they run to him, they got two on him. So he's doing the best that he can do. The thing is, we need another linebacker, point blank, period. I hate it for Vander Esch. I think that's the same surgery that
back to back, three times. Yeah,
right. That's
about his third time.
Chad Hennings got right.
Yeah,
Chad Hennings had that surgery, right?
Yeah, a lot of Moose Johnson,
right?
Michael Irvin,
the neck.
Kevin Mathis.
Kevin Mathis
had it done. It's a bad surgery. I mean, it's a bad injury. Hate it for him. And they're saying it's
play
could
this
be like
sport.
Right. They're saying it could be like career injury, right?
Yeah, it's possible.
Career ending, right?
Yeah.
But in the same respect that they got to play Michael Parsons probably both end and linebacker. I hate to say it. It's hard to put him at one position because he's so great.
So, Corey, what would you do? Where would you find a linebacker, or what would you do if you were DQ?
I wanted to add, too, we recently had Emmett on the show, and I was asking him about, like, the way that people are attacking him. You go back and watch the Arizona game, they went right at him. They tried wearing him out early, and then whenever they went away from him, they went far away. So now he's having to chase. They wanted to wear Mike out early in that game. I'm not quite sure how – I'm not going to put myself in Dan Quinn's shoes because that dude has so much more mastery of this skill than I do. Right. But what I think is very interesting is you took Trayvon Diggs away, you've taken Leighton Vander Esch away, and this defense is still really good.
Yeah,
I really do wish they'd be more of a physical presence. I think they're very good. I think they have a lot of finesse. They can get the ball, and that's a really good thing. It's a great quality. But I'm very surprised at the depth that they've been able to put together to create this. Right. Deron Bland coming in and having that. Right. Jordan Lewis stepping into the third spot and saying, hey, we're good. We're still getting interceptions. Right. And then, Rashad Evans and whatever they're doing to fill in there. I'm very impressed with the talent they have on the defensive side.
It's still the pressure.
Yeah.
The pressure, even if they're not getting to the quarterback, they're still putting enough pressure to cause turnovers, as well as plays that don't go well. So the pressure.
I'm going to always ask the player to take the step. I talk to Al Harris. I talk to Dan Quinn. And like I tell you, I'm so clowning all the time. But when I talk to coaches, I'm asking questions like, what's your main goal? And I have yet, when I ask Quinn, I ask him over and over, and I ask Al Harris, I said, Coach, what's your main goal for a player? My job is to put him in position to make plays. Even at linebacker, when Quinn puts him there, he's expecting Michael to make plays.
And guess what he did?
Yeah.
You want to hear something? This is a wild stat. Because Brian Baldinger was talking about this. You know Brian. You used to play with him. 5 times he was in pass coverage as a linebacker. And 3 of those times, they got sacks. So he was actually affecting the game that way as well. Making plays.
The thing about this thing is, number one, grow up. Sacks, like turnovers, comes in bunches.
Right.
Sometimes you can do it. The thing that I tell people, this is what the star creates. Believe me when I tell you this. You don't have to lead the league in sacks. But if you're 3 or 4, close enough, fumble recovers, pressures, or you get a couple of interceptions, you can win the MVP just because that star is on your head. So learn what you need to learn. You got to always have a friend that say, hey, man, sometimes I want to wild out. When I was balling, hey, Troy be like, Nate, nah, we don't need that tonight.
Focus.
Somebody got to say, like he tried to tell Sam Williams, I've been there, done that. Then a week later, you want to get out of the cage. He feel he was trapped in. Stay calm, because you'll have a game where you may get 4 or 5 sacks.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden,
you don't get any.
We got a few games coming up in the near future. There's a 5-game stretch. We really need him.
Yes.
Really need him.
And so if they put you at the off-ball linebacker against Philly or Washington, we need to be worried then. We need to go out and get more than Rashad Evans. We need to go out and get King Kong. Right? You know what I'm saying?
You know why that defense playing well, though, to me? Because they're stopping the run.
Yes, they are. And guess what? I'm glad you brought that up, because
they're stopping the run.
Hank's playing
ironically,
well.
Absolutely.
Not only Hanks is playing very well, Mozzie Smith was the highest graded defensive tackle, rookie defensive tackle this past week. So Mozzie, the game is finally coming to him, and DQ said he likes what he saw. Did you notice anything about Mozzie Smith? I talked to him after the game.
He made 2 tackles for loss.
Sure did.
And the thing is that, and I try to tell people at the beginning of the year, that don't impress me. What impressed me is when your linebackers can come downhill.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that means you're eating up blocks. And as time passes, that's what Jonathan Hanks does real well. He eat up blocks and let your linebackers, if they choose to. But we got to get a linebacker, fellas.
Got to find one
that's willing to come downhill.
We got to get a linebacker.
We got linebackers that ride the wave.
Yeah.
I know
we need guys that's going to come downhill.
Oh, you know where one is?
Well, no. What I'm saying is the fact that, like, the San Francisco 49ers, They
dudes
play
coming downhill.
bully ball to me.
Yeah.
Yes,
they
they
play
do.
bully ball, and they got linebackers that'll kill you.
Yes, they do.
That's what we need. And I tell people all the time that San Francisco is really the only team that scares me in the league because they play bully ball.
Right.
They play bully. They trying to destroy you on both sides of the ball, offense and defense.
So that leads to the question I was going to ask. Is it the 49ers or the Eagles or somebody else that's the
Who
best
did the
team?
49ers play this week that had a good offense and leading their division?
Right.
Sunshine
Who did they
them.
play?
Right.
The
Nah.
Jacksonville
They went
Jaguars.
to Duval,
And
and when
destroyed them.
That's right, Duval County.
it's a little social media thing going out where they was trying to line up Jacksonville. They was calling plays.
I saw this.
So you saw that?
And they said, and they said, man, this dude don't know where he going. He's like, yeah, you right.
We don't know. We don't have a clue.
Hey, look. Let me tell you something. Don't sleep on the Detroit Lions. You know why?
Dan
Because they
Campbell.
got a great
Aaron
offensive
Glenn.
line and they got a great defensive line, and they can run the ball. I'm telling you, you got to be able to run the ball or you got to be able to stop the run.
So 49ers the best, or is it the Eagles with their record?
I'm going with Detroit because I ain't got no love for neither one of those.
I like it.
I'm going with Detroit. I was finna say
Right.
something, but almost made me these good
bite
cookies
your
I'm
tongue.
about to throw 'em. Well, can't do Corey. Who you got?
Yeah,
Who you
who
riding?
I, as much hatred as I have for
Yeah.
them, I do have San Francisco above Philadelphia,
Right.
mostly
Me too.
because of their Philadelphia's secondary is their weakness.
That's
Right.
where I was about to go.
So
with
that's
that,
where I
Philadelphia.
am.
Because you could attack them at the secondary, but like I said,
If you can get past the pass rush.
if you get past the pass,
Right.
there you go.
Which Terrence Steele had some work on
Right.
with Hassan Reddick the other night.
Right. But San Francisco,
You tried to say that real softly, but it came
Just in case he was here, I didn't want him to step around the corner.
You're looking
Well,
around.
you know what?
Cowboys Club, you never know who you might see. You just never know. And by the way,
well, he
Charlotte,
understands that. Look,
pretty good.
and when we played, we had to take corrective criticism.
Right, he knows.
He
He
understands
knows,
that.
he
Believe
knows.
me, he's a big boy. He's a grown man. He understands that. But he'll get better.
We got some questions for you this next segment, Charlie Williams,
problem.
because not only are we going to talk about these cookies, I want to ask your opinion about Deron Bland.
Yes.
Is he for real?
Yes.
And I think we might even talk a little more Cowboys next on Cowboys Crosstalk.
The Medal of Honor is our country's highest military award for valor in combat.
Dallas Cowboys Crosstalk.
Yeah, check this out.
Live from the Cowboys Club at the Star in Frisco.
Brought to you by SWBC Mortgage and also Jack Black. Want to use what the pros use? Jack Black is the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys. Visit getjackblack.com today. I'm Chris Arnold, along with the three-time Super Bowl champion Nate Newton. Charlie Williams, his partner in crime in that last Super Bowl, the very last Super Bowl the Cowboys ever won. And, of course, my partner in crime from 105.3 The Fan of the KNC Masterpiece, Mr. Corey Majors. Fellas, before we get into a preview and some intel on the Carolina Panthers, this Cowboys' next opponent this coming Sunday in Carolina, Charlie, you won a Super Bowl ring with the Cowboys, Nate's last ring.
Right.
The last one this franchise had ever won down in Arizona. I was down there with y'all.
Right.
I want to know, and you hit the ground. That was your rookie year, right?
Yes.
And for those who don't know, Charlie was a cornerback / special teams ace.
Right.
I think, is it safe to say you was a protege of the Shark?
Well,
Kenny
you know
Gann,
what?
or you came in right behind him?
To be honest with you, I believe that year the Shark left. He went to Tampa Bay that year.
Okay.
And they was trying to replace him. And I think they were trying to replace with me.
With you. Because you had all these tackles.
Well, within my college career, I played, people don't know this, but I played receiver, safety, and all special teams in college. There's one game in college I played like
Bowling
116 plays in Bowling Green State University.
What?
Yeah.
Say what?
Yeah, like 100.
You say 116?
Yeah, I was playing.
Are you Travis Hunter out here?
Right. I was doing the Travis Hunter, and people would, I had like an interception, like 4 receptions. I don't know how many tackles. It was crazy, but I was doing the Travis Hunter, but I played all special teams.
Was that the same year, Nate? You mentioned Travis Hunter. And, of course, he plays up in Colorado for Coach Prime. Was that the same year in 95? I'm trying to remember. Was that the year that Deion played? I mean, I'm trying to figure out if you were here when Deion played offense and defense, played wide receiver. So he was trying to be you. Deion was trying to be you.
No. Deion. Hey, let me tell you
Trying to
something.
set you up?
No, not at all. Hey, I was the saying that same brothers, Deion Sanders. That's amazing.
Because you played
He's
with
the
him.
best corner to ever play the game.
Yes, you did.
But I was trying to do my little baby version of Deion.
Okay. Baby Prime. So tell us about these cookies. You brought these cookies with you.
Yes.
And,
Man, get the box, man.
yeah, look
No
at that
problem.
box.
Hey,
I just want to tell you, when Nate opened that box up, and I've never smelled a box of cookies that smelled so good in my life.
Yeah,
Well, I
man.
appreciate
That
it,
was
Corey.
amazing.
You know, when you retire, some guys, they retire, they go into broadcasting like Nate,
Right.
or you wind up doing some kind of business, or you own your own business. Is this a business that you own as a franchise?
It's absolutely. It's a Great American Cookie and Smoothie Factory plus kitchen. It's Smoothie Factory, too, as well.
Oh, look out. I love
I
some
have
smoothies.
one. Right. I have one in Mansfield, and we just opened one in
on Broad?
Broad and 287.
Yes, I know exactly
Right.
where that is.
Right.
Yep.
And then we opened one in Cook's Children's Hospital, Fort Worth.
Excellent.
Actually,
Nice.
our
folk.
grand opening is this Friday at
Look
Cook's
at you.
Children. And I'm hoping to have a couple of players to come out and sign some autographs.
You paying them, too. Yeah,
that'll work.
Yeah.
He tried to entice
Mr.
Big New, but I got to work.
You know, call up that win. He got a franchise in Fort Worth.
He
He
has
got that Chick-fil-A.
the Chick-fil-A. I've talked to Dak, and I was supposed to go buy his Chick-fil-A. I haven't yet, but I need to call Dak.
Yeah. So these are great cookies. You like those cookies,
I'm
Corey?
sorry,
man.
one more place in Prosper, Texas. Cook Children's Hospital in Prosper, Texas.
right
as
down the
well.
road here.
Right down the road.
That's
road.
fantastic. So,
Wow.
so when did you get into it? Can you make some cookies, or you just like the idea?
To be honest with you, I give it to my wife.
There you go.
She pretty much pulled me in. She's phenomenal. She's a brain.
What's her
Love her
name?
to death. Sharonda Williams.
Okay, that's
And
better. Thank you.
Props to Sharonda.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Sharonda Williams.
So I'm going to give my wife all the accolades. We don't know her name.
Wifey. Real quick, what's your favorite kind of cookie?
That Frenchie?
I
That
like
French
the
is a
dump-
beast.
Well, actually, it
Mine.
the Scotchy.
The Scotchy. I love the Scotchy.
Then I like the the double fudge. The double fudge is real good.
Yeah, I'm a chocolate chip man myself.
A chocolate chip. Well, we got definitely
Come on,
chocolate
man.
chip in there. We got I think we got a strawberry crinkle in there too. That's. Have you tasted? Do you remember back in the day the Frankenberries?
Yes.
That's how the strawberry crinkle Frank.
Is that right?
Yeah, it tastes like a
one of my
Frankenberry.
Yeah, I like them. in my
cereal
cereal.
Frankenberry.
Yeah, cereal, yeah.
Yeah,
What's your favorite, Nate?
That what I just ate.
I'm a snickerdoodle guy.
We have
the
snickerdoodles.
cinnamon and sugar.
We definitely
I'm
have
good.
snickerdoodles.
But he's with soda now.
I'm
Wait
trying
for
to
it.
get
Wait
okay.
for
Trying
it.
to get trimmed.
Okay.
Well, you looking
Yeah,
good.
thank you.
Looking
Appreciate
good.
it.
Keep going.
Yeah, I
Keep
was
going.
state of the art. That cookie look good.
You know, I love the fact when guys, you know, once they retire,
You love
they
the
got a
fat
business.
of guys
The
being.
fact.
Oh.
That C was silent. I love the fact that guys, when they retire, they fall into something that's like their own business or whatever, something they can invest their time in, they have a career out of it. So I'm happy for you.
Thank you. I
But I'm
truly
also
appreciate
happy
it.
that you continue to keep up with your Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, yeah. I watch them every week.
So I wanted to ask you.
I'm
I
either
mentioned-
breaking the TVs or I'm happy every week.
Oh, okay, so you're totally invested.
Yeah, I'm totally invested.
You be breaking TVs there.
He's one of us, you know.
Yeah, he is. He's living it. In other words, I always put this on Twitter, now known as X. I always say, how many of y'all will admit you have a toxic relationship with the Dallas Cowboys? And people will say, yeah, they beat me up all the time, but I can't let them go.
Can't let them go.
Love the Cowboys.
You either love us or hate us.
That's right.
You just know in between.
But knowing all of this,
Uh-huh.
Charlie, and you were a secondary guy.
Right.
I want your impression of Deron Bland, because
Man.
a lot of people thought he came out of nowhere, but he actually started doing this at the end of last year.
Right.
He stepped in big
Right.
time for Trayvon
Right.
Diggs.
Right. Deron Bland, he's playing phenomenal football. He's a great corner. They see it, and he's really making his stock grow. Mm-hmm. You know,
The takeaways.
yes, the takeaways. He's actually reading the coverage right. He's playing tight coverage. And the thing I tell a lot of guys is stay in your playbook. And it looks like that's what he's doing. He's a student of the game. And whenever you get your student of the game, the playbook down right, you can just go out there and play comfortable. And that's what it looks like he's doing.
So, Nate, does it mean they're not really missing Trayvon Diggs, or are they missing
yeah,
him?
They missing Trayvon.
Oh, they
Diggs.
missing.
They missing Trayvon.
Oh, no, yeah. Go ahead on, Charlie.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead on, Charlie, because
You know-
this dude asked the question. I ain't finna even. Yeah, they missing Trayvon Diggs. Tell him why, Charlie. Tell him why.
Because Trayvon Diggs, he's one of those lockdown corners.
Yes, he is.
And what I say that because he can shut the field down, and next thing you know, they can roll coverage the other way. And he also gets interceptions and turnovers. Now, you put him with
Gilmore.
Gilmore.
Yes,
oh, my
Stephon
God.
Gilmore.
I was petitioning for Gilmore 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For them to get
really-
Gilmore.
Yeah.
I was telling
really
them to,
balling, boy.
yes, I was telling
Defensive
them to try
player
to
of
get,
the year.
Right. You know, so if we had those two together with Deron Bland and the nickel, oh, man.
Next year.
Next year.
So
Depending on if they want to bring back Gilmore back.
Yeah, that's a good. I
That's-
mean, I got to give him a lot of credit for going and getting him this
Right,
offseason
right,
and saying,
right.
hey, that we're going to make that addition, knowing that they still had Jordan Lewis and Deron Bland, but if somebody was to go down, I mean, you need, it's like in baseball,
Depth,
you need
man.
like 8 starting pitchers, you need, 15 different cornerbacks.
right.
And they said, hey, we're going to add to it just in case.
Right.
And then somebody does, and again, we go back to there's the depth. They're still good. They're still quality.
Right.
They seem like they got a nice mix on this team of youth and veteran leadership. Everybody raves about Dak Prescott's veteran leadership. I was looking at the practice report today. Most everybody's healthy. Tyron even went through some jogging.
Wow.
He's got a schedule now where he doesn't necessarily have to practice. He had a hell of a game this last game. Nate, can you talk about Tyron and his season? The fact that, nobody expects him to play 17. He's been in there all these years, as young as he is. He's been in there all these years. But they have to have some Tyron Smith out there. And also give us an idea about how Tyler Smith has been looking. And let's look at that offensive line. Are they doing better now? Are they still kind of shaky?
They're doing better. I would have liked for them to be the strength of the team, but they're not. They're going to have to continue to play well. I don't know how long Tyron Smith can hold up with this type of deal, because the better teams, when they start running games and stunts, some of these things you want to kind of work during the week so you have a feel of what the guy next to you doing. You can get away with it with, I think, these next 2 or 3 games, but when you get up on Philly or you get up on the Seahawks, you might, he might want to just, at least go through a walkthrough with Tyler Smith. Tyler Smith is playing. He's your best guy right now. He's your number one guy right now.
Yes,
so
he is.
Yeah, Tyler, and he's straight out of Fort Worth. We were talking about Fort Worth just a minute ago with your franchise over there. Funky Town, getting it done.
Yeah, he's physical. You know, he's got all the qualities that you were hoping that he would have when you drafted him. It's nice.
Yeah. It's very nice to have him. And on the defensive line, you got, like I said, we mentioned Mozzie, but Tank Lawrence is still Tank. People used to try to count his sacks. Can you talk about the effect he has on games?
Well, Tank, he has the effect of the run game as well as sacks.
Yeah.
And he does the things that you can't see in the stat books.
Right.
Which makes him even more important. So he's Tank doing what he does.
I mentioned Dak's leadership. I'm going to circle back real quick here. There are people this week like, is Dak in the MVP conversation? Is that a loaded question? Is that fair? I mean, right now he's on fire. But you know how, a lot of people know Josh Allen was in the conversation last year. Right. Jalen Hurts was in the conversation till he got hurt last year. And you know who the MVP was? It was Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
Corey, is he in the conversation?
Do you know how many votes he's ever had in his career for MVP? 1.
Wow.
His rookie season, he got 1 vote for MVP.
And by the way, he was rookie offensive MVP.
And since then, it hasn't quite been there. The way the season started, no. The way he's played the last 4 games, the way they're using motion, the way they've come off of this break and changed the way they do their offense, he absolutely is right in the fringe of it. I got him at like 6. But all of a sudden, I got this C.J. Stroud kid, making his way into the conversation. But and I got Tua up there. There are a bunch of guys that are in that mix. But go back and look now. Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers not being in this conversation, the quarterback play, that's 2 pegs that went down. So now Dak has his opportunity to really make some plays here. If he can connect with Cooks just as much as he's doing with Lamb, it could be a beautiful thing.
What do you think?
What about what?
Dak Prescott in the conversation.
That don't faze me. The only thing that fazes me is winning.
Yeah.
Right.
End of the day.
I'm serious, man. At the end of the day, Coach Johnson told us one year, I remember it was Emmett and maybe Mike made the Pro Bowl. And it was a lot of guys, man. We was young, we were hungry. And, man, he could tell when we walked in that next day after the came on TV and everything, like, fellas, keep winning. And I promise you, we'll lead the league in Pro Bowlers and All-Stars. Winning is going to make it – it's going to level everything out.
He was right because y'all wound up with 12 one year.
Yeah.
12
The year before, go check and see how many we had. And the year after that, because winning going to level the playing field. I'm telling you, the star, you don't have to be great when you wear the star. But if you're good, close to great, a lot of people around the league will be upset at you because they'll think, man, my stats were better, but you didn't play for the star.
Do you hear this? Listen to this. You hear that knocking? That's called opportunity for some winning because the Cowboys taking on Carolina this Sunday. When we come back, we're going to talk about some intel, the cheat code on the Carolina Panthers, and the opportunity over the next couple of games to possibly catch the Eagles next on Cowboys Crosstalk.
Some things aren't just
Welcome back to Cowboys Crosstalk. That's right, Cowboys Crosstalk. Chris Arnold, Nate Newton, Corey Majors, Charlie Williams. We're having a good time here at SWBC. That's our sponsor. Customized solutions for individuals and businesses are just a click away. Visit swbc.com to learn more and start your next adventure. SWBC Mortgage, Dallas Cowboys Crosstalk, live from Cowboys Club here at the Star. I was just saying this. The Cowboys got a stretch coming up, starting with, well, they're already in it, since the break, right? They're already in a stretch where they can do something significant. They can win the NFC East. And here's so wild. I don't know if y'all know this stat. I think Corey might know it. Nobody has repeated as NFC East champs since 2004.
That's amazing.
That's going on 20 years.
That's amazing.
It's amazing. It's one of the most unusual stats in NFL history because literally there's so much balance in the NFL.
Right.
You would think somebody's going to win back-to-back. Nobody's done this since the Eagles did it in 2004, 2003, 2004. Eagles right now are in first place, and they have a tiebreaker over the Cowboys. But the Cowboys have a schedule coming up. I'm going to name some of these games, and then we're going to talk about Carolina in specific terms because we've got some intel on them. They're playing at the Panthers. The Panthers have won one game. Then they play the Commanders again on Thanksgiving. Commanders have won 4 games. Then they play the Seahawks. Seahawks are surprisingly good. They have the same record as the Cowboys, 6-3. Then they have the rematch with the Eagles, this time at AT&T Stadium.
Right.
Then they go to Buffalo, where the Bills seem to be imploding. They're 5-5 now. They play at the Dolphins. I don't know if you know what the story is on the Dolphins. They could be the mirror image of the Cowboys. In other words, they beat the teams they're supposed to beat. But when they got a significant opponent, they haven't beaten them. Then they got those Detroit Lions. I bring it up because you grew up in Detroit, Charlie.
Yes, I'm from Detroit.
And former Cowboys, Dan Campbell, head coach, Aaron Glenn, cornerback.
And G.
He's the defensive coordinator.
Yes.
So there's some ties to Detroit. And Detroit's playing some good football.
Yes, they are.
They are 7-2. And then you wrap the season up with the Commanders. You were saying that Dak could make a statement.
Well, he can make a statement.
Not by beating the little teams.
Well, my thing is this. To answer your question earlier about Dak being in the conversation as an MVP, he has to play like he's been playing, but beat somebody significant.
Right. In other words, he could have really been have his chest out if he'd beaten the 49ers.
Right.
Or even Philadelphia.
Which
he normally does. Yeah, he owns them. Normally.
Right. He has another shot at Philly. Like you said, Buffalo. Some significant teams, I believe, you have to, in order to be in the conversation of an MVP. But don't sleep on the Washington Redskins. Those boys are playing
Commanders.
hard.
Commanders.
Commanders. That's
Magic.
I'm sorry.
I do it twice a week, bro. I do it twice a
And
week.
Stephen Jones does it all the time
Right,
on our show,
right,
so
right,
it's
right.
okay.
Yeah, he's always on KNC.
But the Commanders, they fight you hard. And they beat us last year.
Oh, yeah.
The last game. Beat us pretty good
Missed some
last
extra
year.
points.
So that game, I would say, after the Carolina game, that's when the stretch run starts with the Commanders. the Commanders.
All right, this Sunday, you got the Carolina Panthers. Nate, this is a team. Are they dangerous at all? Somebody said they're better than the Giants, even though they've only got one victory.
I would believe you if you would have said, gave me a name, but you say somebody said, come on.
Okay.
They don't even believe it.
Okay.
They don't even believe it. They don't use my name. But I'll be right. If they upset the Cowboys, then I'll be right. Use my name then.
Because
but until then, don't use my name.
Because I told Lo, and I have mad respect for him. It was Brian Broaddus.
Oh, wow.
Broaddus said that. He said, they are better than the Giants.
By a smidget?
They are.
By a smidget?
No, at each position, they are. As a team, I don't think they are. I think they had a better coach, the Giants.
Yeah, better offensive line.
So maybe.
The quarterback may be better or maybe not. Because the DeVito ain't really that good.
That's what I'm saying.
Quarterback at least has
that's
a
what
high
I'm saying. The Carolina Panthers are better man per man.
Better.
But not as a team.
Yeah.
I believe this right here, fellas. That's the problem with us and I'm talking about the fans, our fans believe in us as media types so much they don't know when we blowing smoke. They don't know when we real. If the Cowboys play almost penalty-free football and don't turn the ball over, they would tell you a Category 5 is just left Carolina. That's how bad this thing will be.
Yeah,
but if we go in there, play bad penalty football, turn the ball over, then we'll be like, wow, Brody said, yeah. No, man. Bro.
But you know what?
No.
Corey, you saw it in September when the Arizona Cardinals whooped the Cowboys. That's the only victory until last week.
But that's Josh Dobbs. That's a completely
different game. Well, hey, you don't want to breathe any confidence in any team in
Stomp
the NFL.
them out.
Right. When you got them, when you got your heels on them, you got to finish them.
Yeah.
And if the Cowboys going to Carolina and just look past this game, yes, they can be.
What time we leave here Saturday? What time we leave?
Probably 1 in the afternoon.
If we leave here at 1 o'clock, and let's say the Carolina Panthers are at their hotel, they got to be at their hotel by 6. They should like some terrorists stormed up in there and just beat the Carolina Panthers to death. It was the Cowboys. They took the mask off. It was Dak. Whole honey on me. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Yeah,
y'all stop with that, man.
I'm with you. You know why? Let me tell you why I'm with you. Because to me, the Arizona Cardinals was the wake-up call. It's like y'all play with your food in Arizona and lost the damn game.
Right.
You're not going to do that the rest of the way. The Philadelphia Eagles and the San Francisco 49ers, they were focused. They got played, right?
But
they're not going to get surprised by Carolina because they know they already lost to Arizona.
What amazes me that the record they have against Arizona, though. Have you saw the records? Like they only beat them like
Kyler. That's Kyler. Kyler owns AT&T Stadium.
We say Arizona, but if you look at the record, they're only like 1-7, 1-8 the last.
Believe it or not, that was
weird stuff happens in the desert.
That was Kyler Murray, Allen's own, who owns the Cowboys. His name's just like Eli.
Hey,
but then Josh
Corey,
Dobbs
help
just
your
did
boy over there with all this. See, that's the problem.
High school
y'all,
football.
Everybody started talking about what the Cowboys have lost and when they have lost. The Cowboys have one goal, one game at a time.
Yep.
And now we get on a 6-game winning streak. It don't matter who's in the way. And you saw how he just went to giving us all this great history, how you giving us all of losing. Man, we are a winning franchise. Since Coach McCarthy has came, tell me the losing season we've had.
Yeah. None.
Come on, man.
There's some consistency that comes along with him. Not only that, but also the win streak at home right now for the Cowboys.
Yes.
And I'll tell you this, the receivers for Carolina are slow. Adam Thielen, older receiver, but he's like, man,
I asked out of Minnesota, and guess what? I lose Josh Dobbs.
Yeah. Brian Burns is the best defensive player they have, and he's a really talented player.
One sack.
But aside from that, that's about it. Like, that's all that they really have going for them, and they got a rookie quarterback that's trying to put it all together. This should be a breeze for the Cowboys.
A breeze? Man, a tractor trailer should back up and take their whole facility.
Give me your prediction on the score. Start with you, Charlie. Prediction on the score. Remember, defense is good.
35-12.
35-12. Nate?
I was cut short last week of 51 points because we supposed to beat them boys last week 100-0. I'm going to say right now I need to get my 51 points, and these dudes here ain't scoring. If we let these dudes here, since Brian Brody say this team is better, I give them 3 points.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Corey?
This morning, Kevin walks into the studio, and he goes, "What's going on, man?" And I said, "This team shouldn't score 3 points on the Cowboys."
Come on, man.
Week. So I'm looking at it, and they should not – I don't think that they should score. It should be – in my opinion, it should be a 42-0
it's 55.
game. That should be what's going on. It's 42-0 kind of game in my mind.
We got a hard out, right?
Just about. I will say this, though. My prediction is I think the Cowboys at least going to score 40 points. At least 40 points.
Right.
And I'm thinking they're going to beat them 40-14 because, you know, they're going to have the scrubs in the fourth quarter.
Man.
Did you
Win
see
the Bedlam. Win Bedlam, all right? Win Bedlam. Win the Bedlam, baby.
This has been the Cowboys Crosstalk. I'm Chris Arnold, Nate Newton, Corey Majors. Thank you, Charlie Williams, for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
It's been a blast. We will be back here again
Bedlam.
at the Star
OU
Cowboys
State.
Dub right here next week on Wednesday. So long, everybody.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?